Video will look at object oriented Python. So we'll look at what is the concept of classes and objects in Python. We'll look at the syntax, and we'll also look at some code which will help you understand how you can use object orientation in Python. So we'll do with understanding the definition of classes and objects, and more on the concept of classes and objects. So what is classes and objects? So basically classes and objects give us a way of programming. It's also called the OOPS paradigm of programming. What that means is we divide everything into different objects, and every object has a class. So class provide us a means of bundling data and functionality together. What that means is once we say an object belongs to a certain class, then we understand what attributes or what functions or methods that object will has, right? So basically it is modeled around the real life. Say a person, so like humans can be one class. So we know humans have 2 legs and 2 hands and 2 eyes. Certain definition or design we have created for humans, right? Whoever has created, I don't know, God or whoever but there is a certain design, right? So then the real person, we all people in the real world are objects, right? And that gives us a certain sort of confidence that this is an object, it will have these properties, and this will be the method. So once we'll see the real example, then you will understand. But the message here is that we are dividing everything into objects, and every object has a class. Like we have seen, the string class is there, the list class is there, and different classes are out of the box in Python. But we can ourselves also define certain classes which we can use to bundle the data. Each class instance has attributes and methods. So attributes are the data or the properties also we call it, and methods are the function which are more of a computation of the data, and all can be accessed. The properties and the methods can be accessed via the dot operator. In methods you also need a parenthesis. So once we'll see, you'll know. Classes can inherit from other classes, thus allow more reusability of functionality. So this also we'll see, we can make classes and we can inherit. So different classes can inherit other classes, thus it helps us in writing very minimal code and doing our whatever work we are doing. So let's define our first class, and then maybe you will understand it better. So I can define class human, very simple syntax, and I can say x equal to 5. Then I can define so here what this syntax is doing is I am creating an object of class human, right? And if I try to print then person dot x, what will happen, right? So I'll try to do, the 5 is printed, and I can create as many person as I want, right? So I can say person 1 and person 2, right? So I can print it. Right, so very minimal code we wrote. We just defined the properties of the class human, that humans have x equal to 5. I'm not going in what is x, but just some property. This is a property, and then all the objects, and these are the objects, person 1, person 2, these are different objects of those classes. They already have that x equal to 5, right? So this is how we can very quickly create a class and an object of a class, right? Important thing here is another method which is called the initial method, initialization. So we can give a name to every human, right? So right now x equal to 5 is common across all the objects we are creating. Say every object has a different name. So what we can do is we can put it in the right, and now when we are creating, we can give a name, say John, and something else, Mary, and say Harry, right? Now we have given names to that a property called name to each of the object of the class, and then you can access them via which operator? The dot operator, right? Here you can see, right, person. So very easily we created this kind of, so this is like the design of the class, and these are the real instances of the class, right? Like humans are there and then the real people are there, right? This is how, and this function is always run once you create an object, which we very simply can do like this. Class methods. So like we have class, these are called class variables. Similarly we can have class methods, you can say talk or anything, and so self is nothing but that object, right, which we are creating. We can just return print my name is self dot name. Okay, so let's see if I do print, what happens? Okay, sorry, parentheses are required in the new Python. Okay, so my name is Harry, right? So what I have done is, this is a class method I have defined, and what that method does is that prints the name, right, and it can be called on any of the object, right? And here you can see dot operator is used, but parentheses are also used, and it can be called on any object, right? John, or it can be called on Mary, right? So any of the objects this method can be called. Now other thing is self, I said, is the reference to the current object. Remember, I am calling this method on an object, right? So this means dot talk will take the object's name and will print that, right? So always these methods of the class are called on the object. It's written like this, but actually when you call, you have to do the object dot the method name. Inheritance is very important concept. So say we want to create another class which has everything similar to this, just one more variable. So we can very simply put it here in a bracket, we can say human. So now all this code is automatically copied in human, and say we want to add another variable, say year and 2020, right? And now we create a student, and we can say, right, and we can add a name. Okay, so this student is created. Now if I want to print student dot year, and it gets printed. If I want to print student dot say X, this also gets printed. So the student class is a child class of human class, and it has all the different properties of the human class. So very nicely, we didn't have to repeat it again. In just few lines, by just adding it here, all the properties of human class are inherited in the student class. Last thing, we'll look at the super class. Super class is required when we want everything from the parent class, but we want to add certain things as well, right? Say stream. So what we can say is super dot and we can say name, self comma name, right? And we can say self dot stream is equal to stream, and I'll just explain in a minute. I'm just writing. Okay, some issue. Okay, self is not required, sorry, my bad. Self is not required, and stream also is not required, I think. Yes, so it works. So basically what we are doing is, we are calling the super means of the human class, the parent class, and the name will be used there, and then a new parameter is added. And if I print stream, then you can print it. Okay, so I think, yeah, this is it, how you can define classes, you can inherit classes, you can use the super function, and you can just create different objects and use them, right? So yeah, any question, please let me know, but yeah, this is the basic structure of how you can create it, classes and objects in Python. Yeah, thanks.